Good evening and welcome to Celebrity Bit on the Snide, part of the Big Brother Bar franchise. I'm James.
I'm Lindsay.
Tonight we are going to be discussing the last week of Celebrity Big Brother, featuring, first of all, the return of the poo strategy, seen for a little while, often used though, the first Big Brother Britain alliance that I've ever seen in my life, and also, what was the other thing?
CGI.
What does CGI stand for? Really?
Let's just say whatever Gary Busey said.
Yeah.
So we're going from the launch show. I'm not so worried about Gary anymore. I remember I was a bit worried on the launch show about him going in. He seems to be holding his own quite well in there. Do you think?
He's gaming. He's doing good.
He's getting badly bullied, but he's just letting it all.
He's pretending to be deaf. He's pretending to have a compound fracture.
Pretending he's got a brain injury.
He's pretending he was in Point Break. I mean, where does it end? He'd be fine. Don't worry about him.
Oh, let's go watch Point Break. Cancel the podcast.
It's on now. Is it now?
No, the other one's on first, so we're alright.
Yeah.
We're alright.
No, I'm definitely going to watch that.
So, I just wanted to mention the live feed quickly.
Oh, well.
So we get it on, what is it, Mondays
I don't know.
and Wednesday? We get it twice a week, I think. I've been liking that live feed, but the trouble is Gary's gone to bed at that point.
Well.
A bit from earlier in the day.
Well,
oh no.
Just like that old fella.
What, Leslie?
He needs his sleep, that one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. Otherwise you get...
Yeah, the feed, like having the feed is good.
It's nice.
Having that scrap of feed that they throw you.
What if they
but you know what? When you go on the Channel 5 on demand, I don't think you can watch like old ones on there. I could be wrong. And also, I went on the Channel 5 website and you couldn't watch it on there either. So
it's almost like they don't want you to watch it.
They don't make it easy for you,
She
do
don't
they?
even say on the fucking show there's a live feed on next.
That is...
They tell you to go on the app. Do you know what I mean? On every
iOS 7 and above, yeah.
But they don't even tell you to go. I don't get it.
That is ridiculous. That you've got a bit on the side, and then you've got another show that isn't normally on, and you don't even mention it. It's crazy.
It's quite like.
And they get some dickhead to come on at the end of bots to tell you about the online thing.
That's what I was saying.
You can vote for broccoli or baby food or what have you for punishment, but they don't even tell you about the fucking live feed. It is crazy. It is absolute. It's a shambles.
It is senseless. And let's talk about some other things. Oh, fuck that. Team, together everyone achieves more.
Oh, that was Gary, wasn't it?
Death, don't expect a tragedy here. What acronym are you hoping for next?
Well, they're normally like faith or like it's a bit like it's a Stephen Baldwin type, isn't it?
Is,
so,
let's see. All this stuff feels really old. I'm going to cut it out. Oh yeah, let's go from my little categories that I've put here, Berlin. So, these are my categories. See if you agree. Contenders, i.e., I'm talking winners here.
So we're talking people that are going to go deep.
All the way.
We're talking finalists.
Think about it. It's vote to save as well. So that case, especially me, because I've been on Gary.
So these are your picks for the finals.
For the final. Oh, actually, one of these may.
Right.
George, although I've gone off him a bit.
Right.
I didn't like him that much in the first place. Frenchy, top entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary, of course.
Of course.
Those are my top three at the moment.
That's your only three?
Yeah. Well, who else is there?
Well, there's 5 spots in the final.
Well, let's look at the other people I've got. I've got villains. I've got James and Leslie.
James definitely, yeah. And
Leslie is... Well, he's like a comedy villain in a way.
He's a harmless old man.
Harmless? He nearly punched someone this week. A woman, in fact. Mind you, he's quite small. Just put your hand on his head, innit, and it'll be stuffed. So I've got floaters.
Right, so
I've got
middle of the pack,
there's quite a lot.
Okay.
Lauren, Ricky, Audley, David, Bewitched, Stephanie. I haven't even remembered Alpha. Fuck. Not floaters. That's like almost
most
everyone.
Of the house.
I know.
That's a lot of floaters.
It is, isn't it?
But that's good. You know what? That's good. Remember when it was Spidey and Rylan? Mm-hmm. That was all floaters that year. But
you're right.
Having those 3 very strong characters was the making of that season. So
all you need is 2 or 3 big characters who don't get voted out, and that's why vote to save is good, isn't it? And then I've got journeying, and I've got
already in the first week.
I've got Kelly and Dee. They're both journeying hard, in my opinion.
Now, What? Why do you say that? What journey?
Are you taking a mic?
Well, okay. Why? What journey is Dee on?
Well, Dee's going from like everyone hates her like in the press and blah, and the Daily Mail hates her and stuff, to turning around her game so that everyone likes her. She's also looking after Kelly quite well, and at the beginning of the week I quite liked their friendship. I thought it was quite nice and warm, but now Kelly's getting on one week. But they're both basically in there trying to kind of change public perception of them, I guess, no?
Well, personally, with Dee, what I think about her is that she has gone from being the most popular and famous person in one TV show into another.
Yeah.
She's got public support. People obviously like her because she's big on that show. So that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Essentially. And
what I said is nonsense.
well, she just goes in this morning and says people hate her because she was on benefits.
Yeah.
But that's just some old toilet. That was ages ago.
Yeah, that's what
now she works for a living, so.
Yeah.
But I notice her mixing quite a lot. She seems when she goes to help people and give them a cup of tea. To be honest, I don't really buy it. I think she's a sincere old cunt, and yeah, I'd also put her down as a bankroller.
And what about Kelly? What do you think of her?
I don't like Kelly. I have to say,
Yeah.
like she's not gaming properly. She's quite clearly cracking up for whatever reason, and I just don't like her as a person.
The thing with Kelly is we need to separate the transgender thing. That is very moving in a way to see someone, because I think she's not in a very good place. I find that quite interesting, but they're hammering it too hard. They're showing it too much. That seems to be the only thing that she talks about, which may or may not be true. Probably isn't true at all. But then also, like when she went into a sock, she was picked to go on the scrap heap and all that. She seems like she's kind of like a buzzkill. Do you know what I mean? She's just bringing everyone down.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
Kind of
Exactly.
So I don't think she'll win it.
What, win the show?
Yeah, people are
you
saying that.
Crazy.
I don't know.
No one's going to vote for her. That's ridiculous.
So, oh yeah, and then oh god, I'm not even going to talk about that.
Like
So,
if she's like trans or whatever discussion people are having on Twitter about Kelly and whatever's being said and stuff. I know some people are making some really cruel comments.
no shit, it's Twitter.
Regardless, she's playing a very, very bad game. Like very, very bad, and I don't like it.
If you look at other transgender people who've been in Big Brother, Nadia, Luke and Lauren Harris, that's the only ones I can think of for now.
I'm sure there must be more. But
Might be more. Nadia, oh, we said this last week. Nadia had her journey. Luke was very self-assured in who he was, and Lauren's a bit scatty and crazy. Kelly seems like she doesn't really know who she is yet. Basically, that's not a thing.
But why not wait a year?
She probably needs the money, doesn't she? Anyway, let's move on from that because it's a downer. So let's move on to the first big rock. Straight after Gary went in the diary room and said his Big Brother experience had been set up by the angels. Him and James conversation. Basically, James was in the bedroom of Leslie and someone was sticking their arse out and had a rubber glove on.
Yeah, the little fella, Leslie, he had those rubber gloves on for some reason. And
why did he have rubber gloves?
There was a reason. He was going to
a trunk.
Royal trunk.
That don't sound right. And anyway, James stuck his arse out and said, did he say assume the position?
Something like that.
Gary come in and basically said,
you're gay, right?
He went, you're gay, right? Which is a reasonable question. James is a dancer. You're gay.
Okay,
no. How did you confuse... Yeah, I am gay with fuck off.
I was probably drunk.
Yeah. Honestly, his reaction, it was like as if being gay was a bad thing, basically. It was fuck off.
I just thought he was joking. I thought he was just saying, I am gay.
He wasn't at all. And then
he's married?
Yeah, he's married or he's in a long-term relationship. Yeah, because on his VT, don't you remember, he was going, I like a woman who cleans the house and all this shit.
Yeah, but you know these VTs, they do lie. They do lie.
That's true. But if someone said to you, are you gay? Wouldn't you go, oh, actually, you're not the best person to ask. But wouldn't you go, no, I'm straight, actually, or bi, or no, but a lot of people think that, not fuck off. As your first reaction.
Well, it's either yes, no,
it's not,
or something in between.
Yeah, it's not fuck off, is it?
To say fuck off
to an old man. I am going to play the old man card a bit. Here,
maybe he's a bit touchy about being homosexual.
No shit. So then Gary...
But there's nothing with assuming the position. And he had gloves on. I mean, what's the harm? But was Gary talking about Vaseline?
Gary goes, so you're not afraid to get butt fucked in the air? And he did say it in quite a... Basically, I rewound it, so I've got the full picture, alright? So just trust me on what happened. James don't know, he was drunk. But still, I think Gary was just being dry, but he did say it in not exactly the right sort of way. Even if he was trying to get under James's skin, James totally reacted.
Yeah. But when with Gary, like once he saw that he drew blood, like he decided to go a bit further, and I think that's how it came about. But that's what I like about Gary.
Yeah. And then James goes, "I don't mind a cheeky little finger." Make of that what you will.
Well, that's a private.
No, this is what I was saying though. They're talking about butt fucking. Butt fucking is not gay. People would do that too. So why are they? Do you know what I mean? They're mixing up the issues entirely.
Isn't it statistically?
Oh, here we go. Stats fans, check this.
Statistically, straight people have more anal sex than gay people.
They probably did. Say half of all gay people don't have anal sex. Did you tell me that?
I don't know.
Possibly.
But refer to the Borehamwood Institute of Bisexuality.
So anyway, why is he so offended by butt fucking? Why is he so uptight about it? So, anyway, James goes, "I've never hit a 70-year-old before. If that ain't threatening someone, I don't know what is." Don't you think that's terrible?
What do you think the oldest person who has it?
No,
60 odd, 55.
Mm-hmm. And then James goes to Gary, "When I'm talking, you listen. Look at me when I'm talking to you. You speak to Hollywood films and Gary Busey like that. You fucking Strictly Come Dancing piece of shit."
Is this where freedom of speech came about?
Yeah, a little bit later. It was,
okay.
Yeah. And then Gary said, "You do get butt fucked in your imagination," which perhaps didn't help defuse the situation.
No, but tell me, if a younger housemate had said that, do you think they'd be in trouble with Big Brother? Is Gary Busey just
getting a pass?
Yeah, because he's old. It's like it's like your granddad and the Germans.
And you should be careful what you say. And Gary said, "You should be careful what you take serious." So I think that he was joking. And then Gary come in and said, "Look, I'm sorry, I can't remember what I said, but I'm apologising for it." That's a good defence, isn't it?
Very good.
I'm going to use that one when I'm old. And then David goes, "Look, you guys, kiss and make up," which I thought was interesting because that was like a gay joke. And Gary said, "You don't mind when he says that, but you minded what I said." Do you see what I mean? And James said, "Yeah, but he was joking." And Gary said, "But I was joking." But James didn't take it that way. Perhaps James has got something to hide. Who knows?
Sorry, this is... we're in the early stages here. Who's David?
He's Kelly Brook's bit of...
Oh, Tornado.
Yeah. Sorry, what should we call him? Kelly Brook's boyfriend.
I think Tornado.
David.
I like Tornado.
Okay, Tornado's better, I must admit. Better than David. Sounds like someone boring, doesn't it? Not like that muscle-bound prick.
Oh.
So anyway... so then they kind of sat on the benches outside and they were kind of chewing it over, and James is going, "In this country we don't say things like that, in this country, like the fuck." And then Gary went, "I didn't know your routine of negativity and restriction." I like that.
That was good.
But he was insinuating we don't have freedom of speech in Britain, and we bloody well do. Not in the Big Brother house though.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't have freedom of speech. And anyway, the long and short of it is that James is a arsehole.
Yeah, and the rest.
Gary Busey
is a legend.
Despite being quite abusive and seemingly volatile.
And possibly homophobic, still come out on top.
You know what? If Jim Davis can win it then...
and there was one more thing in that. Gary said in his apology, "You're emotionally bent to him," which I quite
that
liked.
was good.
He slips in these little barbs and they don't even notice. He did one to David, which we'll come to later, Tornado. Gary, just any time Gary Busey's on the screen, I'm mesmerised. I don't know why they bother with any of that. This fucking Lauren and Ricky show. Please, you could show Gary like just sitting in a corner basically. It'd be more interesting than that shit.
Well.
Shit. Did you notice Stephanie said to George, do you want me to say who George is?
No,
Gogglebox.
I know.
Should I just call him Gogglebox?
We could do, but I get, for some reason, I get George and Leslie mixed up. I don't know why, just in my mind they're like similar names, but anyway.
They're not though.
Anyway, I know about George, go on.
Stephanie said to George, who would rather have kill you, David or Gary? That was a strange thing to say.
He said David, right?
So we're about Gary's teeth. I don't know.
Hang on.
I didn't write down what he said.
Is it tornado, right?
Yeah.
And he said tornado because it'd be
quicker,
quick.
Whereas Gary
will probably talk to you or something like that. I don't know.
Tell you about name drop a load of people before he killed you.
He'd destroy you with mind games.
Yeah. Oh, and then when they did that rock paper scissors game when someone had to get into bed with Gary and Gary didn't know what was going on. That was really nasty.
I thought that was stupid.
There was a real bad vibe in the air, and I thought it didn't get much better as the week went on.
He's got it in his contract that he has a double bed,
and
I assume a certain amount of distance between other people, and because of his compound fracture and his age and
brain injury,
etc.
Yeah,
and they should respect that. They should respect that. It's not right to do that.
They should respect Gary full stop. They treat him like a fucking piece of shit on their show.
But all this thing about there's a lot of sleep. I think they should.
There is a lot of sleep problems.
They should be sponsored by Nitol this year because there's a lot of arguments about people making a night and having a ruckus and I can't sleep and blah blah blah. It's boring.
They used to be sponsored by Dreams mattresses. So there you go, Mr.
Trick.
So next, George said something. George is getting really bad at it. Hardly showing him at all. But he did say, "I'm only good at running if it's to the pub or away from the police." That's winner talk, right?
Now,
it's a line, isn't it? It's a line. It's a good line, but it's a line. So the shopping task, you like the shopping task, don't you?
Oh, do you know? I really, really hope they get the luxury budget.
It was. They didn't. I don't think. It was the casting couch thing. They made Leslie and Kelly the agents, and then Gary.
Oh, now hang on, Leslie.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelly carried Leslie. No,
Leslie carried Kelly.
No, Kelly was saying.
Yeah.
That she carried him through that.
Did she?
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
After she was put on the block.
I missed that.
After she was put on the block, she went in the DR and said that she carried him through that whole process.
Sweet. Anyway, so Gary definitely did that toothbrush advert. Did you enjoy that? It's just more puking, isn't it?
A bit, yeah, I thought it was alright.
They were both quite good, I thought.
Gary did it good.
And then Lauren had an autocue that were ugly and twats, basically.
Oh, now Lauren did the insert name here.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, it's your name.
Cool, serious face now. Is she that stupid?
Well, it's better than the cue cards, I'll say that much. So, she's on Howie, so she must be.
Oh yeah, they do have a wiki, don't they? And then she said to someone, "Oh, it's sad that young girls want to be reality TV stars."
And she said, "Yeah, you're right." She agreed with them.
I know. I thought, hold on,
it was Kelly,
was it?
And she was saying that.
It's sad that people don't want to be a doctor or some shit.
But would you rather be a doctor or would you rather be on Towie? Because those doctors, they work like 80 hours a week. I mean, I'm sure you
Don't they only get 50 quid an episode on Towie though?
But you go to Mar and then
release your own eyebrows.
You go down Faces.
You do eyelashes.
Yeah, you open a salon. You go down Faces, they probably give you a couple of and
you have to hang out with Kirk North.
Oh, it's a small price to pay.
I'd rather be a doctor. So now we have the next episode of bullying of Gary. So this was when they were having that conversation about Gary shushing people.
Shush Gary.
And interrupting people, apparently. And they said to Gary, it's okay to interrupt people, allegedly.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. And then that fucking idiot Tornado was going to Gary, I can't be bothered with you then if you can't understand me. And Gary's basically going, look, can you slow down? I can't understand what you're saying. I can't understand what that cunt's saying either. He talks too fast.
If you turn around to... Who's that kid that won it last year? Sam.
Yeah.
If you turn around to him, you know what? I can't be bothered to do
it. Yeah.
They'd throw you out.
Yeah, that's true actually, yeah. I know, he was so rude and so ignorant. He talks too fast. All Gary is saying is really, and Gary was going, I apologise, he's being so nice. And but then Gary said to that Tornado, don't worry, I know your limitations. Yeah. You know what that means, don't you?
Yeah, it means you're thick
as
shit.
You're a thick fuck. And then I noticed in the background, Bewitched and Dee were both looking a bit pissed off with the way James and Tornado were speaking to Gary, but neither of them spoke up.
Bewitched and Dee. Mm-hmm. Are we looking at a little click here?
Yeah, a little ugly click. Sorry, I didn't mean that. But at this point, seriously, I was getting shades of Shilpa Shetty. Is that too strong to say that?
Well,
honestly, it was making me...
Gary Busey, I mean, you have to admit, he doesn't help himself, does he? Like, he's rude.
I wouldn't want to live with him.
He's rude, he's ungrateful, he's antisocial.
He stinks.
He stinks. I think he's scheming as well. And, well, all very good traits, but...
He's wicked.
It's not very good social gameplay, is it? No,
but me and you were saying, if he was in there, you'd just accept him the way he was and just give him a bit of slack, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't start getting wound up with him. It's not worth it. It's not worth risking your game over.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. And then James goes to him, "You're not in America now, in this country." They should get him on fucking border patrol or something. What's up with this prick?
I don't know. I mean, how long is it since he's been on Strictly?
I've no clue.
He's only a dancer. I mean, who is he?
Who is he? And then Gary...
I want to see that Tony Oli or whatever he's called. Or who's that, the old fella? The old judge on Strictly.
No clue.
Anyone but... As long as it's not Arlen Flips, I don't mind.
I don't want to see any of them. Just stay on BBC where I don't have to see you. And then Gary goes, "It hurt." I'm really sad.
Does it hurt his heart?
Yeah, I think it did.
Is he gaming?
No, I think it did hurt his heart. Anyway, Big Brother obviously realised, because they called James into the diary room. And do you know what? Someone made a good point actually on Dubai before I left there in a huff because some people were being transphobic. But someone said what they did was a tactic they use in schools where they pull in the chief bully. And say, "Look, you need to get the other people into line and be an example."
Right.
And it makes them think, it's like reverse psychology almost. That's what they did to James. They gave him a warning, but they almost didn't let on that it was a warning. Do you see what I mean?
Sort of, yeah.
But it's true. He kind of fixed up and thought, "Shit, I need to do something." Do you know what I mean? I think he did. I thought that was quite clever the way they did that, and I really appreciated Big Brother doing that. But I do realise they probably only did it because they had Gary Busey's lawyers on the phone.
But really, we want James to gain.
Well, he did carry on later anyway. Yeah. So, and then they said, "Oh, can you show respect, care, and understanding?" Isn't it sad to have to be told to show respect, not just for your elders, but just for other people who you live with? I think that's really tragic, to be honest.
I mean, this though, like when Gary Busey fell over earlier.
You fell over. Yeah.
And then Tornado was running about with these ice packs that he didn't. Well, he wanted them, but he just didn't want to say thank you for it. Like, surely Big Brother. This is for Dr. Ottoman, right? This is where you get Dr. Ottoman in, and he gives you the ice packs and maybe even take you to the hospital. What's going on? I don't get it.
Big Brother's like, go sleep on Scrapheap to Gary. An old age pensioner.
Yeah, for 40 minutes while we do the live feed. Come on, be serious.
That's true. Meanwhile, George was sucking Frenchy's toes in the bath. You like Frenchy, don't you?
I do like Frenchy.
James fancies Frenchy.
I would do if it wasn't for that top lip.
It ain't just that top lip that's the problem with her. She's busted.
What, all over?
Yeah, she's rotten. I like her, but looks wise, she's used up. Bless her.
I think she's cool. She's the same age as me.
She's not the same age as you. I know she's saying she is, but
you know what?
She looks 10 years older than you.
I like her a lot.
I like her as well.
Playing a good game.
I like her attitude,
and she's doing the mess around badly as well.
Yeah, it's good.
And who said to her, "Fuck off back to France"? Or
Stephanie Pratt, but she said it behind her back.
Yes, she said she doesn't want her in America. And then someone said, "Why doesn't she fuck off back to France?" I don't know what passport she's got. But she can live wherever she wants.
Why doesn't Stephanie Pratt fuck off back to America? Fucking super.
Messing around made in Chelsea.
Oh, Stephanie, there's something on the floor. Oh, look, it's your chin. Fuck you, bitch.
Are you talking about her new face?
She had a fucking ginger. I couldn't place what was different about her face. Google image searched it. She had a fucking chin chiseled off. No wonder she looks so different.
Chin chisel.
Chin chisel. Chin chisel.
Is that bed knobs?
That that ain't right to have your chin chiselled off. It's confusing. I liked her old chin anyway. It looked better.
Well,
It's too plastic now. So then that was the first night that Leslie was kept awake, and he wasn't really nasty to Frenchy. Went off and slept in the pod. But anyway, we'll get to more of his ridiculous antics later. So, oh god.
Oh, but have you not heard his story? He's got more life experience than Zoe Burkett even.
Crystal meth.
Alcoholic.
Oh yeah, alcoholic, crystal meth.
Terminal bore.
So now, did you enjoy, rather than having a traditional eviction episode that we know and love, having an extended live show with pointless people brought on?
No. Well, ideally, if you said, look, we're not doing the eviction on Friday, so we're looking to fill space, I'd say, look, Emma, take the night off. We'll pay you anyway. We know you're desperate for money. And just show a longer show, or do like a diary room
more highlights,
or more feed, or anything.
We actually enjoy diary room uncuts, so they wouldn't do that. Come on now.
No. So no, I don't want to see Emma interviewing Claire from Steps, Louis. Is it Louis Spence?
Yeah.
And also
Sam
housemate of best housemate ever of all time, Sam the Boyle Fairs. No, I don't want to see filler.
The live show began with Gary hairspraying his hair. Can you believe he actually does it, styles his hair like that?
Was it silver print?
I don't know. Whatever it is, something ain't working.
Well.
I like it when people keep going to Gary, oh, what's your top 5 favourite films? Who's the top 5 people you've worked with? The way he just like reels them off, it's brilliant. It's amazing.
His teeth are amazing as well.
His teeth are brilliant. And then this guy... argument. So someone was on green screen. It was the most 5 minutes.
Emma, was it hard?
Was it Frenchy? Anyway.
No, I don't. Oh, maybe I don't know.
Anyway, mind your drink.
Yeah.
Then God. This is when Leslie and Gary had a row about what CGI stands for. So basically, Gary goes, "It's." Oh, I can't remember what he said. What generated images?
I thought it was.
Anyway. Leslie goes, when I want your critique, ask it for you. I'll ask you for it. And then Gary goes, no, I'll just give it to you, which I thought was quite funny.
Right. And
then Leslie starts getting really angry and goes, is this how you speak to your 4-year-old? It's like, what the fuck? Don't bring his 4-year-old into it. That's terrible.
How does he know he's got a 4-year-old? Maybe he talked about it.
Yeah. Oh, shit. And then... hold on, I'm trying to see what's next.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Leslie was like a little Norris off Corrie.
Yeah, he is. I can't stand him.
And then Leslie went in the diary room and said, Gary takes a huge poop and doesn't even clean the toilet. Which it was like Winston, which is fair enough.
No. Oh.
What? Poo-based strategy?
Exactly. More poo-based strategy. How season after season, year after year, is the big poop. The higher you come.
No, because Winston didn't come that high.
True. Well, maybe. Well, who knows? Who knows?
All right. Next, we had there was Stephanie was cooking up some vegetarian sausages, and Gary's like, "Oh, those sausages look delicious," and Stephanie's like, "Yeah, they're really great. They're like vegetarian sausages. They're brilliant." A normal person would go, "Do you want one?" Gary goes, "Oh, can I have one?" She's like, no, there's only 4. You're not allowed to have one, really. I was like, would you give Gary Busey a vegetarian sausage or?
Well, if there's only 4,
yeah,
and it depends how many vegetarians there are. But what I'd say is, look, I'll give you a sausage, and I do like half a sausage sandwich, or what have you. That's what I do personally.
Yeah, well, that's not how Stephanie Pratt rolls.
Well, she obviously doesn't enjoy Point Break.
Bitch. So this is an argument. So basically, Frenchy said she wanted organic food. Basically, do they get organic food when they're on rations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but she has it in her contract.
Oh yeah, she said she did, didn't she?
She did. So that means organic chickpeas.
Organic.
What else do they get?
Bread, I guess.
Slop.
And then Kelly basically goes, look, take it to the diary room if you've got a problem with it. And then Frenchy goes, you're getting on my nerves. And then she goes to Kelly, your energy is very negative. And then they basically just had a little rug.
Right.
But it was a bit threatening.
It got quite nasty.
Yeah, and then Kelly goes, we'll see who comes out first. Hopefully you.
Yeah, she keeps talking like a really grave game. Like, oh, if I'm still here next week, I'm coming after you. But it's like it doesn't match the rest of her behaviour.
Yeah, and it just keeps going, you gotta go. You gotta go. No, you gotta go, little shit. And what the fuck did people vote him as the most, what was it, star of the show?
Most entertaining.
You're telling me more people voted for that poison little dwarf than they did Gary Busey? Seriously now.
People love an American Norris Cole. Can't get enough of it.
There's a gap in the market.
Maybe people do think he is Frasier's dad, and they just got confused. I don't know.
Does he look like Frasier's dad?
No, not at all. They're just both old and American. But he's such a bore.
So this was the point when no, Leslie's not a bore, is he?
Leslie?
Yeah.
What, the old fella?
Yeah, he's not a bore.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. He's not the most entertaining.
He just goes on and on
yeah,
on. I can't bear it.
So this was when Leslie put Gary, and Gary said, I can't go, I've got a compound fracture, a brain injury, and my knees are shot. Frenchy's like, ooh la la, come on, we do it together.
And then, now at what point did Gary go to the diary room?
I know. Oh yeah, we saw on the live feed he went off talk to the producers, didn't he?
They said Big Brother got it covered.
Yeah, Big Brother going to sort it. I should think so too. I was absolutely disgusted watching that live feed, seeing an old man being forced to sleep outside. He shouldn't have even been eligible to be put up for that thing.
For a full 37 minutes. That is sick.
But you know what? Frenchy was being really nice to him. She was looking after him really well.
I should think so.
And he went, I can't understand a word you're saying. That's when she went celebrity scratch heap.
She said scratch heap.
Scratch heap.
And then he called it a crap heap.
And then I can't understand what she's saying either. So he's got no hope. And she's like, can't you read my lips? Because my lips are too big.
It must be fair to say that they didn't used to date. That must be like...
God knows. You think she would have mentioned it, wouldn't you?
You would think so, yeah.
Maybe she's embarrassed about it. She's 38 and he's 70. That don't add up. Mind you, she's not really 38, so... So then, this massive ruck, unbelievable.
Another one.
It happened first thing in the morning. This one where Frenchy was jumping on the beds.
Oh, what? Going on, going to be loud?
Yeah, she'd go loud, loud, loud. And started jumping on the beds. And James goes, was it because she was zipping and unzipping her bag and she pissed someone off?
I think she was getting some
makeup
stuff.
Out. Oh, she's doing a routine with her lotions.
She was getting her possessions.
That beauty regime is really working out well for her. But James sounds the same, I don't know. So she started jumping on the bed going, loud, loud, loud. And that James guy goes, don't play games with me, girl.
Oh, God.
It's a full-on twat.
He's a rule booker.
And then Frenchy goes, I don't give a fuck, bitch. And then
that's a good answer.
Yeah, and then Leslie called her a tired little whore. And James said...
I missed that one.
Yeah, and James said, go and sleep in a kennel.
Oh yeah, did he actually call her a dog?
No, he just said go and sleep in a kennel.
That's a horrible...
a nice way to speak to the ladies of the house, isn't it?
That's a horrible thing to say.
Do you know what? Leslie didn't get a warning for calling her a whore or a slut, and James didn't get a warning for calling her a dog. I think that's disgusting. Is it okay to speak to women like that in the house? And I'm not saying, oh, it's only women who you can't speak to like that, but still, that is absolutely disgusting, calling people that. I think it's disgraceful.
Yeah, it is, but...
Get some manners.
Some parts of the rule book they enforce on others.
Exactly.
And also, as we know from the season just gone, some warnings we don't see as well.
True. Especially when there's so many.
What I agree with the behaviour, which is not... Well, obviously you have to give warnings, but just to let them say what they want. Let people cook themselves and let the public decide. That's my opinion, so...
Yeah, but that can get too much, as we saw last season. You don't want to...
You don't want Jim Davison to win again?
No, I definitely don't.
Right.
But Frenchy, just let it all bounce off her being called all these names. She just went into the diary room and she's just, not even bothered. And then Frenchy like went in the store cupboard and like threw some food on the floor, but we didn't even see that, did we?
No, but she did do it.
She did do it, yeah.
She cut up Thingy's underpants.
Yeah.
$300 underpants bought by...
No, it wasn't $100.
Either way, very
sentimental
expensive.
value.
It's the sentimental value. That's what
you know what that means. And then, but before she even cut up his pants, it was only when she spilt the food on the floor, he said, "You stinking French slut."
Yeah,
no, about the pants at that point.
Not that makes it any difference.
No, it
doesn't make it right.
No.
But still, that's a really strong thing to say.
That's both racist and sexist. That is completely unacceptable. And I watched the other, I think it was James and someone else in the room, when he said that, they didn't even blink. And I watched your face when he said that, and your jaw dropped. So that just shows what sort of people they are in that house.
They're
disgusting.
Yeah.
That is, no one should ever speak to someone like that. It's awful.
Yeah, he's a horrible little cunt.
And then, as if it couldn't get any worse, he went to hit her.
He did.
He proper went to hit her.
I know he didn't touch her, but he made the first move.
He did, and she like kicked back at him, but still, like she did was worse.
He thinks because he's small, he thinks he can get away with it.
Does,
but I don't.
But he's like, oh, before I was in the Big Brother house, I lost 3 times in the past 10 years. Well, you've lost it about 16 times in the Big Brother house so far, you nasty little shit.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, a little. Ugh. And then, oh yeah, he went, "You sell your pussy, and I don't know what happened to you when you were a child." Really horrible things to say to someone.
That is, I mean, she does do adult work and stuff.
So what?
Exactly, who cares?
He's going on Christmas, and obviously he can't really judge.
Isn't he just in the theatre? Oh, he's in Will and Grace as well.
So what? No one watches that.
Fuck him. I'm fed up with him.
There's a bit of like relief here.
Oh Christ!
James was doing charades in the garden. I could find one. That's the most easy charade to do ever. Point. Break.
Yeah, playing Give Us a Clue with Gary Busey is never going to be easy.
But Gary's in it.
Steps now.
So Leslie got warned for raising his hand to her, but he didn't get warned for calling her a slut, so I think that's bad. But can you remember in the last Civilian series, someone actually raising a hand to someone? I can't. I think they would have been out.
Also, what's his name? Leslie.
Yeah.
He did that mock spit on someone.
Yeah, he did.
He did a pretend like he went as if he was going to spit on someone. Who was it?
I can't remember.
Frenchy or
probably Frenchy, yeah.
Or Gary, but he didn't do it.
It could have been either, actually.
But you know what? Doing that to me, that's half a Dennis.
Yeah.
And that deserves a warning.
He's volatile. He could be thrown out, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's going the same way as the main season went. He's the powerhouse mate.
Yeah.
It's gone to his head very clearly, and by by the laws of Ottoman, you would assume that he'd be gone next.
Yeah, for Gary, like, why'd you do that? He's going to be out next week if he gets powerhouse mate, and you were right. I'm glad Gary didn't get it now. So.
Yeah.
Oh, and also he shouldn't have put Gary and Frenchy on the scrap heap because it was meant to be least entertaining housemate.
Yeah, and they're entertaining.
They're the most entertaining.
But he just had a row with them. But that's his choice. So what have you?
And yes, when he put Gary and Frenchy on, Stephanie said, "Remember who's been mean to you? Fuck off, Stephanie. Coming across like a right bitch."
She is a bit. Did you also notice when they made Leslie the powerhouse mate or whatever it's called now? Everyone in that house started licking his arse like fury. Even Audley I saw doing it. Sorry, Audrey, should I say?
And then when they first went out on the scrap heap, because this is from the Saturday night show, so it's do you remember what James said? Together. That is such a rotten thing to say, and they're all drinking and living it up. And do you know what I said on Twitter? Like, normally when 2 are out there, like in jail or whatever, the others sit out there with them and chat to them. When Matthew in the box, they sit out there and chat to them. The others just all fucking ate and drank and just left Gary and Frenchy on the scrap heap.
It was a cruel thing to watch, but it now turns out that the crap heap, as it happens, actually could be the tipping point of the whole game. So
because the alliance?
Exactly.
Alright, we'll come to that. Next, Leslie had to send someone else to the scrap heap, and he chose Kelly. Kelly, I thought, took that really
Yeah, I mean...
She didn't even listen to Leslie's rousing speech about how he loved her the best out of everyone in the house, but Kelly wasn't entertaining, which is true. She isn't it?
Exactly.
She's not. But basically, then Kelly started giving it. Oh, I want to go home. She's just having a big strop, basically.
I mean, you know, I've noticed there's not a lot of people this year going, I want to go home.
Not as much.
It's been,
not yet.
Yeah, it's quite good for that. But the way Kelly is playing that game, the way she's playing it is, it's almost tragic. It's like she's just throwing it away as fast as possible. Saying you want to go, it's like you either want to play it or not.
I guess not. And this was when Leslie came out of the diary room and Kelly was just going up to say, I want to go home. And they had their little spat on the stairs. So they were like beating in each other's face. It was quite aggressive.
Yeah, it was strong.
Kelly like squared up to Leslie. And Leslie was like pointing in Kelly's face. Anything but a little queen. Now, we've read it in the paper that Kelly's homophobic, haven't we?
What, when he was Frank?
Yeah, exactly,
right.
yeah. But I thought that was just like self-hatred sort of thing. But still the fact that you would use that word...
Funny choice of words. Because if you turn around to Kelly and said something horrifically transphobic like Coolio did, then you'd be kicked out. You know...
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't be able to be homophobic. And you shouldn't be transphobic either. Let's just not be anything phobic or sexist. How about that?
Unless you're Gary Busey, in which case we'll let you get away with it.
Gary Busey like saying something nasty to Kelly or anything. Do you know what I mean?
No, not yet. Not yet. But he'll get round to it, I'm sure.
And then, meanwhile, literally seconds later, this episode was crazy. Audley had a scrap with James because James and George were saying something. I think it was something about him being queen in the ring or something. That does sound right. About him being a crap boxer or something. I don't know.
Was it?
I don't know what it was. But anyway, Audrey.
Whatever it was, he took great umbrage at it.
Yeah.
But I think he was actually pissed with George.
Yeah.
And because James, as usual, stepped in with his fucking rubber gloves and wooden spoon. I think he ended up taking the brunt of the heat for it.
Because James loves a row. He loves a row. And they're going to shake hands. And it's like, oh, please, James, settle down, please.
That George, he could be alright, he could not. But you know what? He's hanging out with the wrong people.
He's been the third wheel in R&B.
He needs a message from home, from his mum and dad, to tell him like to stop mixing with these arseholes. Yeah,
exactly. So then this comes on to tonight's show. So Kelly still had the she's going to sing. Are they allowed to talk about nominations this year? They seem to be talking about them non-stop.
Seems that way.
It's weird, isn't it? And then
maybe Channel 5 could clarify for us.
Like that statement they did, that was good.
Yeah.
So this was the ice packs thing, and then Stephanie started on Gary as well.
Hang on, first Gary fell over.
You fell over. We already mentioned it.
But they didn't have a very good angle. Again,
no, it wasn't actually.
A lack cameras in the house, but it was pretty funny. I'd say it was up there with that time Jerry fell in the pool.
He said that's what happens when you've got injuries.
But he didn't seem that fast. He didn't.
That David, though, the way he was giving him the ice, it seemed like he was just trying to bankroll it. He was looking after him. He's like, right, here's the ice. But Gary's like, I need more ice than that.
But he'd know about, like, sports injuries and stuff, wouldn't he?
Just the way he was doing it, he was like, look, I'm trying to help you, like... I don't know, I just thought, well, in a nice way, or don't bother helping him. Don't help him and then make him, like... I know but it's like... Gary was being a dick, but still.
It's like you just cook someone dinner and then you just throw it back in your face.
Yeah, that's true. But then Gary's like, I know how to do it. And David goes, well, I'll just leave it with you fucking prick.
Yeah, but he said it as he was walking away from Gary.
And he knows Gary's deaf. Oh, big man, what a brave man.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Kelly Brook must have a hard life.
Kelly Brook, get back to Jason Statham.
Oh, yeah.
Billy Zane. Who else has she been with?
Oh, anyone. Even
Danny
Dyer.
Danny Chipolata.
Oh, I'd forgotten about him. Even if Ollie Locke's available, take him.
Take anyone. And then Gary's going, oh, Stephanie said everyone else don't like me, and James is like, listen, it's because you ain't had a shower for a week. But Gary took it quite well, didn't he?
He took it very well.
You see on Bots when Gary was naked coming out the shower.
Yeah, I saw it.
That was hilarious. But I thought actually David, Tornado and James were helping him with the shower. And then when he came out, he was saying to Stephanie, I just had a shower, smell lovely now. The shower gels were all slimy and pleasant. It's like he'd never had a shower before.
Well, that is one possibility. But also, the thing is, apparently, well, James made it that Stephanie was a German. Right, so
Yeah.
that's why he had to have a shower.
Yeah.
Then he has a shower.
And she still won't fucking speak to him.
She still treats him like a cunt, so he can't win. And also, I want to know, I'm going to have a look, see what this shower gel is.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
And he said, I feel like I've been baptised. And meanwhile, George was going, can you imagine the smell coming off him? And Stephanie said, the water will be black. Nasty people, you ain't getting this go.
Yeah. And also, he can't go back to Gogglebox.
No,
because
he's got to go down the job centre.
They've been fired.
Yeah. So this is when Kelly got a warning for calling Leslie a queen. Fair dues.
Right.
Kelly said, it weren't my fault, got the red mist. Red mist is no excuse. And then Gary said he was going to cast Audley and Leslie in Mice and Men, which I thought would be quite good. This was when they did Emma Dow did some Shakespeare. David rubbed baby oil on himself, and Bewitched proved that she's not the best singer in Bewitched, right?
Why was it only that?
Don't know.
Did they just show 3, or
I have no clue.
Like, did I miss like Towie doing songs from the 1800s or Pierre Jésus or what have you?
Talking about Mark Wright. And she's talking about Mark Wright, and oh, you don't stay with someone for 12 years without having a good sex life. I thought, Jesus, have some dignity.
Oh.
What if Tina from Corrie's watching that?
Oh, it should be fuming.
She'd be too busy taking pictures of her own boobs. So then, anyway, after all that, David got put on the scrap heap. Boo! Oh no! Yay! Vic David.
So that's an easy
first boot.
But people can come off the block apparently.
Oh yeah, I wonder when.
And also, it wouldn't surprise me if little fella is up on the block as well.
Oh, I hope so.
Just for a bit of twistery.
I certainly hope so.
And also, when is this eviction?
Is it tomorrow or Wednesday? Sorry if I got loud then.
It can't be tomorrow.
Shit.
How can it be tomorrow?
You said it was tomorrow. Get down. Sorry, we're having a cat-based emergency.
Yeah.
Professional. Audley was in talking about James's strategy of hanging around with the young'uns. You said it was good that someone was talking about strategy. More strategy talk to come.
Sorry, who said that?
Audley was saying that James had a strategy of hanging around with the youngsters, and he could see through it. Meanwhile, there was more strategy talk going on because Gary was on the scrap heap.
This is one of my favourite things that I've seen for a long time. I don't think I've ever openly heard someone say on Big Brother Britain that they're doing it, but they made a 4-person alliance on the scrap heap. Now, there's two things wrong with this alliance. First is the name. You should never have the number of people in the name of your alliance,
i.e. Quattro,
because when one goes then you're but anyway, regardless. And also, more people are going to go on this scrap heap, so you can chop and change, and someone's going to come off it. But finally we've got a real they can talk about noms, which you've seen them do so far without warning, then they can all vote the same way.
That's true.
And 4 people in that house, that will tip it. That'll be enough.
And it proves that Gary has got his wits about him to even be thinking about making an alliance.
I reckon. Do you know what? I reckon he's probably neighbours with Chembok. Serious. I reckon he went round there. He said, "Hey, it's Gary Busey. Hey, Gary Busey," and said that I'm going on Big Brother. What tips can you give me? Have you got any advice? Yeah. And maybe she showed him Evil Dick season and he just watched that, and that's what he's doing. And
so the 4 musketeers, as they're called, are Gary, Frenchy, Kelly and David. Now that's a weird mixture of people.
Yeah.
And Frenchy said, "Yeah, we're very unique." She said unique.
Well, but they're all pretty much on the outs, those 4, aren't they?
They are.
So
they are.
That's not a bad alliance. Exactly.
So then we had they showed a bit where Leslie called Kelly he, But to be fair, I don't think we should hold that against Leslie. I think, you know, that was just a slip of the tongue. I don't think they should really labour that point.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to say that. People are going to make that mistake.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think we should hold... If it's just once and it's not in malice, I don't think we should hold that against people. And Kelly said that Leslie's got small man syndrome, which is true.
But Dee said she doesn't agree with that. Like, third child syndrome or whatever she was trying to say.
No, who cares what she says? Get a bra, Dee, that's what I say. Sorry. And then they forced some of the stupid showmance on us. Oh yeah, and this was the end where Dave and Ricky were in bed and they woke James up, and James got the amp and he went outside and spoke to Lauren and said, "Do you fancy Ricky?" And he really stirring there, wasn't he?
He definitely gets my wooden spoon award this week.
Yeah, he is a shit stirrer. He's terrible. I'd like to see that James guy go.
But when's he going to tell? Is his name Ricky?
Ricky, yeah.
Why can't he spell his own name?
He's got a face like a pig. What do you expect?
He's ugly.
He's ugly as fuck.
Boring.
I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole.
At least Geordie Shore used to wet the bed and stuff. I mean, this one, it just, I don't know what it does.
He's even more... I thought Ollie Locke and Sam Fairs was bad last year. At least Ollie Locke was nice to look at. This thing looks like a pig, and Lauren Goodyear looks like a fish. It's not a good combination. Imagine the children.
No.
Think of the children.
I'd like it if George got off with
I think he's trying to.
Towie. Oh yeah, he seemed a bit.
I think he's trying to.
Yeah, he's sniffing, definitely.
I think George's game was going through the toilet. He needs to buck his ideas. Like the fact that they're hardly ever showing him apart from a little one-liner here or there, that's not a good sign, you know.
No, but he's not a lot. So, you know, it doesn't really mean a lot, does it? So anything can happen.
Anyway, please stop showing that show Nomance, because I'm not interested and it's boring. And you've got Gary Busey at the house, so, you know, show some respect.
We'll get off with him instead.
What, Lauren?
Maybe.
Oh, fuck me. Well, we've seen him naked now. I personally rather fuck Gary than that Ricky, to be honest.
That's strong talk.
That's true.
Okay, fair enough.
And Gary's obviously still got it because he's got a 4-year-old son, so, you know, think on.
Yeah. What are you going to tell your 4-year-old son?
What? Probably. What? Anyway, I thought the way they treated Gary, the way they're still treating Gary is despicable. Gary for the win, someone who's a star in there, everyone else, bad to Gary, plus I'll get 100 quid if he wins, so think on.
So, first week,
yeah,
we're saying Gary, Frenchy,
and George possibly.
George we want to like, but he
needs to work harder. C+.
Anyone else that we don't like, you think that can turn around?
Well, I don't mind Dee.
I can't stand Dee. I hate Dee.
I thought she was quite nice with Kelly.
Yeah, I think that's just game. I think
debatable.
I think she's a cunt.
Okay. I hate Emmerdale. I hate Bewitched.
Yeah.
I don't hate Lauren, but she's just boring.
Yeah.
Who else is in there? James, I hate.
Yeah.
Tornado, I hate. Leslie, I hate. Leslie's entertaining though.
Leslie is entertaining.
Yeah, he is entertaining. He is.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah.
Kelly.
People obviously. Yeah.
James still hasn't got the names right. He needs those pictures like on bots.
Yeah. I've not been watching. Sorry. Yeah. No, he is entertaining in a sense. But
having little temper tantrums.
Annoying after a while. Just ask Helen.
Well, she stuck around for a while, so I'm sure Leslie's immune anyway, unless they do switch around and put them up. So
it could be. It could be. You don't know.
Anything else to say about the first week? We have enjoyed it though, haven't we? That one episode where they had like 10 different fights going on at once, that was wicked. It's
been really good.
It has been good.
And to go from like an averagey kind of main season into a good celebrity one, it is good. There is a lot to discuss with this. So. And
thank you, Big Brother, for making it vote to save, because I think Gary would probably get evicted on evict, and I think that would be criminal.
Criminal?
I'm a criminal. Yeah,
well,
that would suck.
Let that be an end to the matter.
No.
So, we don't know when the event is.
No.
We don't know what's going on.
No.
We don't even know who's on the block and who's coming off it and who's going on it. So really, we don't know fuck all.
We don't know much.
Yeah, it's been real. Thanks for listening.
Hold on, should we do our plugs?
Oh.
I've been writing my blog again, Exertainment, and...
Oh, you started that?
Some people are reading it.
Started that old blog
There's
up?
3 or 4 people reading it.
Oh, yeah.
And follow me on Light Up VM.
Follow me, Big Brother Bio.
And What else? You're gonna watch Point Break?
Yeah, definitely.
Let the ghost of Patrick Swayze
pass through us.
Good night.
Ta-ra.